Welcome back to another edition of Serving the Valley, a chance to look at nonprofit organizations or service companies and organizations trying to do their part to make the Cedar Valley a better place for the citizens and all who visit here. And one of the organizations that does that and is near and dear to my heart is the Cedar Bend Humane Society. Joining me here on the set are the co-directors, and they've been with the Cedar Bend Humane Society for over 16 years, Carla Beckman and Christy Gardner. Thanks for coming here, and thanks for all that you do for the Cedar Valley. And we'll start with you. What do you love about working with the Cedar Bend Humane Society, and why you've loved doing it for the last 16 plus years?
I think Christy and I have both experienced so much growth at the Humane Society, and it's always fun to know that you're getting the animals into permanent placement homes, and how we help the community. We do have a lot of services that accommodate the community when they come out to visit us. So.
And have pets always been kind of near and dear to your heart?
Oh yeah, I think I've always been around animals my whole life. So
wonderful.
Yeah. Yep.
And talk about your involvement. Again, over 16 years, we have seen a significant growth with the Cedar Bend Humane Society. It was good when you started working there, but it has just progressed significantly over the last 16 years.
I think so. We have had the growth that we have experienced. We attribute that to a great community. We have not been able to do this without the support of the community. A great group of people that works for the Humane Society as far as volunteer board members, staff. It's been a lot of hard work over the years. So.
And your love of animals dates back to childhood?
We've always had animals. You know, for us, the passion for serving those animals when we can see them placed into homes is great. It's very rewarding. Plus the people, the animals, they serve a good need to the people. We really enjoy seeing when we hear back from pet owners that, boy, we're so happy that you helped us find this pet, or to see the difference that the animals make in the people's lives.
Well, throughout the program, we'll talk about ways that our viewers can get involved, either financial donations or volunteering time and services, or just adopting an animal. And you have a wide variety to choose from. Revolving door, new pets coming in and out. You can see the website. That's a great website that you have there with all the information that you need. Or I encourage you to stop down and take a tour and cuddle a pet there to possibly take home. Let's start with the adoptions, and that's a big part of what you're doing. Why is that so important?
Because what the Humane Society does is we provide shelter for animals that are homeless. They come to us as owner surrenders. Maybe people can't keep their pets anymore, strays off the street, animals that are abandoned, neglected, abused. We get animals through our doors through all those different avenues. The end result is obviously getting them into new homes. Because a lot of them go back to their owners if they've been just strays or they're lost, but a lot of them, you know, end up homeless with us. So that is our main goal, is to rehome them and get them into new homes.
The pictures that you're seeing on screen there really tell the story of these animals. And adoptions, Carla, they're something that you have to constantly work on, because maybe not every day, but every week there's new animals coming in.
Right, and we do have volunteers that come in and take pictures of these animals, and we also do it in-house, you know, with some of our staff members posting these animals. And I think it's important that you get their pictures out there so people can even visit your website and they can see what you have available. And sometimes they're looking for a specific breed or a specific animal. But then I've also seen where people come in and they take home a totally different animal than what they thought they wanted. So I think sometimes we always say the animals kind of pick the people when they walk through. So adoptions are always fun to see what people leave with.
So if you're thinking about adopting a pet, definitely go to their website. You can see pictures of animals such as that. And, you know, cats, dogs, what else can someone from the public possibly take home if they stop by Cedar Bend Humane Society?
Right now we've got several bunnies up for adoption. We've seen birds come in. We've had various pocket pets. And that's at various times, you know, that they do come through. So always keep checking, because we sometimes have a variety of pets up for adoption. So.
Stray reptile once in a while.
Reptiles, snakes, yeah.
So talk about your facility and just how you can house quite a number of all different types of animals and also feed them and take care and nurture them.
And we actually have 2 facilities on campus. We have an intake facility, which is where the animals come into us as strays or owner surrenders, and then they're moved to the adoption center once they're evaluated and all their medical is done for adoption, and they stay there until they're adopted. I know it's kind of a misconception. A lot of people ask us, well, what's the time limit? And that really is a misconception because all of our animals stay on our adoption floor until they're adopted.
Okay.
That's why it's really important that our adoption facility, we have some great outside exercise areas. We have animal enrichment programs. We have volunteers, people that just want to come out and visit the animals. That kind of keeps them all mentally healthy and till they're ready to go into their new homes. So.
Christy, I think it's important that you give them the opportunity to spend some time with the animals before they take them home. I mean, you get to sit and play with the animal before. Why is that? To build that connection, that bond, before making that step and taking home that pet.
And that's really important to us. We have an adoption staff that's pretty well trained to work with individuals that come in looking for a pet. Sometimes we always say it's a little bit more of a process than just picking the animal and going out the door. Like Carla said, sometimes the animals actually pick you. We have an application process, and that's basically for us just to learn more about you before you adopt. What are you looking for in a pet? We want to all of our animals have different needs. Every family has a different need. We want to try to match up that pet with that family. We have walking trails, so we want people to spend some time with the animals to make sure it's a good fit for them. We have open cat rooms where you can go in and sit with all the cats and kind of wait for that cat to come pick you. So we try to have, we really encourage a lot of interaction with families. Sometimes you don't pick the pet that one day. It's constantly coming back in. But our adoption counselors also will work with you on a one-on-one basis. Once you put an application in, we kind of look for animals. We're always looking through our applications to say, well, gee, now we have a dog that came in that may fit what you're looking for. Yeah. So.
And Carla, there's some success stories out there where someone comes, gets a pet, and then they come back maybe a couple years later to get another one.
Yeah, sometimes they take a pet home and they think it would be better to have another companion pet with them, so they do come out. Sometimes they may choose a dog and come back and think they want to put a cat into the family. Sometimes the children also choose the different type of pet, you know, so yeah, there's always variety.
Well, we're just getting started. So many wonderful services that you provide the Cedar Valley. We've talked about adoptions, but there's a whole lot more. We'll be back with that after a short commercial break here on Serving the Valley.
Hey, Hard, what's this?
That's my resignation letter.
You're resigning.
Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you eat stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit.
I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me.
Okay, but remember, it's not what you say, it's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Today on Serving the Valley, we're talking about the Cedar Bend Humane Society. I encourage you to stop by their website or stop by their facility to see their wonderful array of pets and animals that you might be able to help out and take home with you. Co-directors Carla and Christy joining me here. Microchipping is very important, and why is that something pet owners should know?
Microchipping is so important, and it is a service that we offer. We do try to microchip all of our pets in-house before they go home. It's just so important because along with the adoption center, we also have an intake center. And so many animals come in that are not microchipped, and we're just not able to return them to the owners, or it's hard to find the owners of these pets. If we do the microchipping in-house, you know, it's just so much better. If the pet ever runs out, and people say, well, I don't let my pet run, but it can happen, you know, even to the best of us. So if your pet gets out, we're able to find the owner and return it to them right away without having to go through the shelter system. So
it's great technology. You might as well use it because you never know what might happen with that.
Right, true. Yeah.
And when you look at the end of a life, a cemetery, a burial, not everyone has a backyard or an option. Talk about what the Cedar Bend Humane Society can do to assist with people in that need.
The Cedar Bend Humane Society, we have a pet cemetery on grounds. We offer burial services. We offer cremation services. You can order headstones. We'll do flower arrangements during the holidays for you. I think it's just a good place where people know that their pets, at the end of life services we can offer, and that there's a place that they can visit their pets. The cremations, also a lot of times people want a private cremation where we can do that for them, and then they can take their pets back home and keep them at home with them. It's a pretty valuable service. You know, pets are very important to people, and the end-of-life services are just important that we're able to offer people that for their loved pets as the adoption part.
It's wonderful that you provide that. Another service you can talk about is the stray intakes, and the fact that there's a lot of stray animals in the Cedar Valley and on the outskirts, and they need a home and they need a place to go.
And we do hold all the strays for Cedar Falls, Waterloo, Blackhawk County, Waverly. So a lot of animals, if you're missing a pet, we recommend that you come out and look. We are going to be launching a new Lost and Found page on our website coming this summer, so that'll be up and going within the next month, where you can post your pictures of pets if you're missing it. Yeah. And we always encourage that you come out and look. We do hold the animals there. If they are microchipped, it's easy for us to get them back home, so kind of back to the microchipping, we really recommend that that's done. Our goal is to kind of microchip 1,000 animals this next year. The more microchipped animals we have, the less homeless animals. We've microchipped 178 animals at our last microchip clinic. If they don't have a microchip or ID tag, then we do have to hold them for 3 to 5 days in our intake center to see if an owner will claim them.
And Carla, this is so much work that you're doing for such a large area and so many animals. I'm sure you like donations or contributions of fiscal amount, because everyone's operating on a budget and you're doing a lot of work and not a lot of money right now.
That is true. We are a nonprofit organization. We're the only full-service shelter in the area, which means we do offer all of these services. We are trying to build on our programs, you know, to help the community as well as the homeless animals. And of course, the only way we can do that is through support from the community. We want to thank the community because they have supported us over the years. Like we talked earlier, we've seen so much growth. Well, it was the community that supported the new adoption center, who gave us the 2 facilities, you know, to be able to separate the animal issues. So we do look for donations. Monetary are great. We can help with medical expenses on animals that come in that are in need of medical. And also just to run the facility, we just need that support to be able to have the shelter there for these animals and for the community. So, yeah.
Well, people can give money, which is very important, but you also need volunteers. And what are some opportunities, because people watching the show might be different ages, might have different time. What are some things that people might be able to volunteer and help out the Cedar Bend?
We do have a wonderful volunteer program. We encourage people to come out and sign up for our volunteer program. We have a coordinator that takes them through all the steps of the volunteer program. After they go through the program, then they're able to come in at any time to volunteer to walk our pets, take our pets out, even to care for them in the house. We also have events. And a lot of volunteers want to help with our events and different things like that. So it opens a lot of doors for the volunteers. So.
Well, the pets need love. They need attention. They need time. And Chrissy, just talk about how much volunteers mean to what you're doing, because the nurturing of the animals, because they might be there a couple days, they might be there several months.
Right. And for us too, some other volunteer opportunities are foster homes. You know, we get a lot of animals that come in that are sick or injured. We know they would be adoptable, but they're just not ready at that time. Recently we had a dog that was hit by a car, had a broken leg. You know, for that dog, it will be adoptable, but it'll need to go into a foster home. So that's a real huge way people can volunteer. And that's very important, you know, to our mission in being able to place those animals up for adoption. Education, we have a lot of school groups that come in and they can do projects for the Humane Society. It helps the adoptable animals, plus I think it's really important to teach children the animal advocacy and the care of the animals. So it kind of helps provide the community with education, plus what they're doing for us and those animals while they're waiting for adoption is huge.
I think education is very important though, because people need to know how to care for or how to help out, and the importance that an animal might be able to provide responsibility to a young kid, or, you know, nurturing to a single person maybe.
And for us, you know, we're here for all of the animals that are in need, but one of our main goals is to educate, because we want to reduce intake. We don't want those animals to be there to begin with. And that is really through, you know, spaying and neutering. Education is huge. I mean, if people don't know how to prevent the animals from getting there to begin with, then we'll never solve, you know, the need for the Humane Society to begin with.
We're covering a lot of ground here on Serving the Valley, focusing on the Cedar Bend Humane Society. Still more to cover after this short break, but I encourage you to give them a call. Log on to their website or stop by and see for yourself all the great things they're doing. The website again on the bottom of your screen, cedarbendhumane.org. Back in a minute with more Serving the Valley.
All right, you ready for some baseball trivia?
Let's do it.
What year produced the most no-hit games in the big leagues?
7 no-hitters in 1990.
Wow, that's right. Now a question that's not trivial. How many children will witness bullying this year?
Huh.
The answer, 3 out of 4.
75%?
That's right. How many of them will say something?
Kids want to help, but don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov.
On today's program of Serving the Valley, we're looking at the Cedar Bend Humane Society, and the co-directors are joining me here on set, where we've seen a lot of great pictures of pets, cats, dogs. You have all different types of pets at different times at the Cedar Bend Humane Society. But Carla, what are some of the programs that people might not know about or that can get involved with the Cedar Bend Humane Society?
We've got a lot of new programs up and coming for this next fiscal year. One of the big things that we've accomplished is our in-house spay-neuter program. We now have a vet on staff who does all of our spay-neutering of our animals in-house before they go out to be adopted. Wonderful. Which is really huge for us. That's always been a big goal for us. We also talked about the microchipping and the importance of that. We have in-house microchipping. We recently ran a microchip clinic in-house. It ran for 4 days, and we had 178 microchips that were done. So that is huge. And if these animals are ever lost, they can be returned to their owners. We're also looking at, for us, one of our big problems is the overpopulation of cats. And euthanasia sometimes is such a big issue. So Christy and I have come up with a barn cat program, and also a trap, neuter, release program that we've never been able to do before. And working with the cities of Waterloo, Cedar Falls, this is going to be huge because this will be an undertaking for the next fiscal year also. So we're excited to have a lot of new programs up and coming. So
wonderful. I can definitely tell you're working hard and constantly creating and trying to think of new ways that the Cedar Bend Humane Society can get involved. Christy, can you talk a little bit more about the Barn Cat program and what that's going to look like?
We get thousands of cats that come through our doors every year, literally. A lot of them we're able to put into homes. They make great house pets. There's a lot of cats that get brought in that They're not quite suitable for house cats. We're very fortunate that the City of Waterloo and Cedar Falls have allowed us to work with them on the TNR and the barn cat program. The TNR program is if the Waterloo animal control officers are trapping cats in the cities, they bring them to us. If they're not able to be put out into a home environment, then they're allowing us to spay and neuter them, to vaccinate them, and then we can put them back out as free roaming cats.
Okay.
As long as they're not sick, injured, or they're healthy. There's a lot of cats, or there's a lot of people that come to us and they have barn homes. So you don't want to put a house cat in a barn home, but a lot of these stray cats, maybe residents don't want them back on their property as a free roaming cat. So some of those cats, we can work with some of these farmers to transition them into their barn home. They're perfectly healthy cats. They deserve to have you know, a home, but maybe they're just not suited to go into an in-home environment. So that'll help us reduce the euthanasia. That'll be a lot of cats that we're able to place in different options. Plus that'll give people in the community different, like the farmers, they'll be able to come and adopt a cat for like $10. It's already spayed and neutered, so they're not going to have to worry about the overpopulation out there. They're vaccinated, so they get a healthy animal. So we think that'll be a really good program.
Foster homes are something that you always want to let people know about. I don't know much about it. I love pets. I have a couple of my own. What would I need to do to be a foster parent, and what could I expect with that program?
With the foster program, there's an application that you would fill out if you come out and want to be a foster parent. Sometimes people foster for different reasons. For us, we may have a medically treated animal that needs to go into a foster home till he gets well. We may have litters of puppies. We may have litters of kitties that need time in a foster home before they're ready to go up for an adoption. There's just various reasons that we put animals into foster. Some may just be on medical treatment, you know, until they get better. So people will sign up to do these fosters. They will take these animals into a foster, and we will provide the food and the medications and everything they need, and these people will just take care of the animals in their homes until they're ready to go up on our adoption floors. So
seems like a win-win.
Oh,
I
yeah,
get to
it
bring
is,
home
yes.
a couple kittens or puppies for a
signing
while.
up, right?
Yeah, that sounds like an outstanding deal. And
Yeah.
again, you see their information that we've been trying to share throughout the entire show. You can fiscally give them money, call them on their phone number, stop in. Wonderful, beautiful facility there on West Airline Highway. The hours, just stop in, pop in. My wife and I, we do this. We have dates where we go there and cuddle kittens and walk a dog and really enjoy spending time with those animals. And the fact that the foster families can help out for a stretch of time before maybe they're adopted is definitely something that's important. But you also need products. Potentially someone watching this show might be able to donate a product. Give us some examples of what that might look like.
Food, obviously. We have to feed all of the animals there. Kitten food, puppy food. We need litter. We need blankets. All of the animals get blankets or bedding in their kennels. Toys. A lot of our dogs, especially our large dogs, they go through a couple toys a day. So any kind of rawhides, any toys, kitty toys, even any office supplies sometimes is a big help to us.
Laundry and cleaning
Yep,
supplies.
laundry and
too,
cleaning
yeah.
supplies. That's a never ending.
Yeah.
So.
And you can see the wish list on the screen there, and those are different things that, hey, just drop them off, and you are doing your part to help the Cedar Bend Humane Society with their mission. And a lot goes into taking care of all those hundreds and hundreds of animals that you service every single year. We'll be back with more of Serving the Valley, focusing on the Cedar Bend Humane Society right after this.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
Today we're learning about the Cedar Bend Humane Society. And Carla, let's talk about some events. Not only do you have the day-to-day operation, but throughout the year a variety of events.
We do have a variety of events. We try to stay busy with our events because that's also a part of our fundraising. We have a 5K walk annually. We have our gala event in November, which is one of our largest events, and it's our best fundraiser. We also have a Pedal for Paws coming up in the fall. We just always have events going, whether it be a microchip clinic in-house or whether we go out in the community, but those are some of our major events. We recently started It Pays to Spay, we call it, and we had little yard signs made, and the yard signs get placed in somebody's yard, and then we leave a little information packet. Well, the person who leaves it can have us pick them up for $15, and then we take it on to another house of their choosing. So it's just a continual, and it kind of feeds itself as far as collecting funds for the spay-neuter programs. So there's always events that we have going on every day. So
I think you must have fun thinking of creative new ways every year.
Yeah.
Being there for over 16 years, both of you, how can we make it better and improve? And you're doing an outstanding job. I'm very appreciative of that. People can donate to certain causes and certain programs, and then also the community with businesses can also donate to certain things, correct, Christy?
That is correct. There's so many different ways that you can support the shelter. You can support one of our programs, and we'll use the donations directly for that program. A lot of people even donate to help specific animals, where they'll say, if you have an injury, we recently had a little dog that had to have surgery, and we had an individual say, I would like to sponsor that. So she paid for the dog to have surgery. It had a broken leg. Different businesses, a lot of times they'll take collections for us and bring either monetary donations out or supplies. So if you're a business or you want to have an office donation pool, that's much appreciated. Or you can even come out as a group and do projects on our grounds.
Overall, very happy with where you're at now and looking to the future, where you're going, Christy, at Cedar Bend Humane Society?
We are, but we're always moving forward. There's always growth. There's always more animals to help. We're always trying to engage the community to become a part of the Humane Society, to see the growth, and to continue to help more animals.
Carla, a lot of work still left to be done.
Yeah, and we're very excited because right now we're in the process of building a boarding facility on grounds. So we ask the community to watch for that upcoming service that we'll be able to supply to the community as well. So,
well, you have great facility, website, Facebook, and I encourage everyone, if you are looking for a pet, start here. Go to the Cedar Bend Humane Society. Their staff is awesome and they will help you. Also, if you could give of your time or money, they will put you to work, and I guarantee you'll love every minute of it. Thanks so much for joining me. Thanks for all that you do
having us.
for the Cedar Valley, and we'll definitely see you around, and I'll enjoy stopping by and taking a pet. Thanks again.
Thank you.
And that will do it for this edition of Serving the Valley. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.